Cayman, one radio, many people. This is home.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
For the Health of It, Radio Cayman's premier health show, brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy and the Cayman Islands Civil Service Association.
This is For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Hello and welcome to For the Health of It. In the studio with me this evening is Miss Jennifer Weber from the Cayman Islands Cancer Society, David O'Driscoll, and Reva McLaughlin. We're going to be talking about men's cancers right after the break from our sponsors.
Stay up to date with the latest in healthy living and fitness trends every Saturday morning at 9:30 and repeated Wednesday at 7 p.m. For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Most clinics in the United States, they kind of like one surgery fits all. You're saying, that's not necessary. That's not going to be the case with me. And that's good to hear.
For the Health of It is proudly brought to you by Cayman National Bank. Proudly serving the Cayman Islands since 1974. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs.
No time is better spent than that spent in the service of your fellow man. Brian McGill.
Calling all SIXCA members. The Cayman Islands Civil Service Association Annual General Meeting is Thursday, November the 15th at the Georgetown Town Hall. So SIXCA members, please mark your calendars. Members, please make every effort to attend this very important upcoming Annual General Meeting. Be there for the Mix and Mingle social from 5 to 5:30 p.m., followed by the General Meeting from 5:30 till 7 p.m.
They want you. They want you. They want you as a new recruit. They want you. They want you. They want you as a new recruit.
Vote for your 2018-2019 Management Council. Get your copy of the 2016 to 2017 vetted financial accounts. Members may submit issues for discussion on the agenda to SICSA, CICSA@gov.ky, or topics can be raised at the meeting. The agenda with documents for consideration will be emailed to members before the meeting.
That's SIXA's AGM coming November 15th, Georgetown Town Hall.
Healthcare Pharmacy has opened a second location in Governor Square on 7 Mile Beach. Now you have the same great service and professionalism serving West Bay and 7 Mile Beach neighborhoods. New prescriptions, prescription refills and transfers, vitamins, first aid, Hallmark greeting cards, sunblock, and more. Now conveniently near you. The new Healthcare Pharmacy in Governor Square is open Monday to Friday 9 to 6 and Saturdays 9 to 2. Call 949-8900 or email rx@healthcarepharmacy.ky. Healthcare Pharmacy. We care about your health.
This is For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Hello. Hi, and welcome back to For the Health of It. In the studio is the operation manager from the Cayman Islands Cancer Society, Miss Jennifer Weber. Hi, Jennifer. How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks so much for having us on.
Great. And also is a volunteer, Miss Reva McLean. McLaughlin, okay. I always have one mess up per
That's
night.
Okay.
And you're it tonight. And,
I feel honored.
And David O'Driscoll, who's going to be talking about MOVEMBER.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
Great. So, Miss Jennifer, I'm going to kick it off with you.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about the big cancer education night.
Okay, well, this is the month of November. Mm-hmm. Most people know that in October, everything turns pink and it's all about breasts, right? It's all about breast cancer awareness. Everything turns pink in October. And then suddenly it turns to November and everything switches from pink to blue, from breasts to, the men's parts.
Yeah. I was like, please.
I saw you get nervous there. So medical terms like prostate cancer, colon cancer, and testicular cancer are the things that then we focus on. So we focus on the women, then we focus on the men. And so that's what Movember is all about. We, as the Cancer Society, are very lucky that we have the Movember Committee, which is a group of people, Mo Bros and Mo Sisters, who got together to help raise education and awareness for men's health issues, including mental health and physical health for things like cancer. And it's also a passion project for the Lions Club of Grand Cayman. They had a member who passed away. And so during the month of November, they focus a lot on this cancer as well. So Lions Club of Tropical Gardens is the pink one in October. Lions Club of Grand Cayman is the blue one in November. And we work with all of them.
And that that education night is on the 15th of November, and it's free PSA blood testing. And you'll have 2 presenters on that night.
That's right. So on the 15th, that's the big educational component of the month of Movember. There's lots of activities that are taking place during Movember. There was the opening night that took place on the 1st and the closing ceremony that will take place on the 30th. And then Dave can talk about some of the other events that are taking place in between. But on the 15th at the Lions Community Center, we will be having a big Movember prostate and colon cancer awareness education event. The sponsor for that night is Chrissy Tomlinson Memorial Hospital Doctors Hospital, and the speakers will be Dr. Slutsky and Dr. Solomon. We're fortunate to have 2 doctors who live here, who are local, to come out and do this presentation for us. These are the same doctors who have been traveling from district to district through the year, doing education presentations on these same topics, and so they've become the dynamic duo of these particular cancers. And that night, we're going to allow everybody to, all the men who come, to get a free PSA test. And PSA stands for prostate-specific antigen. And that's just a blood test for the men who are listening. It's not that test that you fear. It is a test that is just a little blood drawn from your elbow or from your arm or the crook of your elbow. And we'll have phlebotomists right there, nurses who will be there to take the blood. Then you get your Band-Aid, you go back out, you listen to a presentation by the doctor. If you have questions, you can ask the questions. If you want to ask them privately, you can talk to the doctors afterwards. And at the end, you get a chicken wing and a patty or whatever it is that men like to eat after that. And they walk away with good information. And when the results come back, they'll end up on a doctor's radar screen because they'll know what their PSA level is.
And it's on at the Lions Center on next week, Thursday, the 15th of November.
That's right. And it starts at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m., goes till 9. Again, it's at the Lions Community Center. It's free. November 15th. We want men to come, not alone, but we want them to come with their coworkers, their friends, their uncle, their brother, their father. And ladies, if you're listening, you can definitely encourage your men, and encourage that's a euphemism for bring them in the car and then drop them off to make sure that they attend. Every year we have some ladies who barely slow down and open the door and kick their husbands out to make sure that they go in and get this information. So however they get there, we want them to come. And we're looking for a great turnout this year.
Yeah, the good thing about this thing is, this presentation is they can go, they can get light refreshments for 2 hours, they can network, they can get a health test, okay?
And it's free.
And it's free.
So one of the things that the Cancer Society uses the money that the Movember Committee helps raise, the money that they raise helps us pay for these things like this for this test. Now, we offer this prostate-specific antigen blood test, this PSA blood test, year-round, but this is the only event where we actually have the phlebotomists from all the clinics right there on site. So it's one-stop prostate and colon cancer shopping. You come in, you hang out with your friends, you get your test done, you get to hear the presentation, you ask the questions, you get the snacks, and then you go home and you're done.
Yeah, and I mean,
it's very convenient.
You can also check out the competition for Movember, right, Dave?
Oh, that's very true. Yeah. We'll be there with the presents, selling T-shirts if you want a T-shirt, and yeah, you'll. It's always funny to see towards the end of the month how the mustaches are growing on everybody who some have never had a mustache before. And it's great, and it's lighthearted. Like, I know Dr. Solomon, he's a good sport, and yeah, you'll get a few laughs there. It's learning, but it's not kind of learning like you're in school learning.
Right.
It's you're allowed to freely ask questions, and it's all very lighthearted, but still educational at the end of the day.
So tell me a little bit. Tell our listening audience a little bit about Movember. What is what's it about?
Well, Movember is our chance to tell the world, and to tell men especially, that there are diseases and cancers out there that we need to know about. And if you want to help spread the word and raise awareness, then you get involved with Movember. You sign up at the start of the month and you grow your mustache, no matter how bad it is. Some don't grow in for weeks, but you stick at it, and people ask you, what's going on with his mustache? What's wrong with your facial hair? And that's your opportunity to tell them. We give you flyers, give you information links on sign up. and we give you sponsor sheets, so you can have your friends and your co-workers and your family sponsor you while you grow the moustache over the course of the month. Then you submit your sponsor, your earnings at the end of the month, and all that money then is put together, kept on island, used by the Cancer Society to help with these PSA screenings, and support for men who unfortunately get the cancers and don't have the resources to help themselves. That's where we come in.
Yeah, so it's direct financial aid. We pay for the PSA test, but there are so many patients right now that we're helping financially. Right now we're at about 400. Every time I'm on, I know the number grows, but about 8 years ago, we had 11 financial aid patients in a year. Now we have 400. It's a lot, and statistically, about half of them are men. So, most people have insurance, and they're doing okay when things are going along normally, but as soon as cancer comes and steps into your life, things stop being normal. A lot of times people go on unpaid leave after their 10 sick days are exhausted, and most of the time people who then go on unpaid leave are not receiving any income.
Yeah.
So their income drops, their expenses increase, and they're sick. So we end up paying for a lot of the expenses that are not covered by insurance, or when the insurance is exhausted. For example, most people who have what's called a SHIC, an SHIC SHIC plan, which is a lower level insurance plan, don't have much in terms of outpatient benefits, and so that gets exhausted pretty quickly, and so the Cancer Society ends up paying for a lot of those out-of-pocket expenses, that because the patients themselves, they don't have an income, they're not able to afford to pay for them.
Yeah, and that, that's the sad part of this. It's not just you that's being sick, it's going to affect your whole family.
Right.
And the financial things, it just doesn't stop when you're sick.
Right. Yeah, life doesn't take a break. And I'll tell you, it's heartbreaking for us in the office. We had a few patients who have been in it lately, and we've had 2 men in particular that I'm thinking about, who burst into tears. Mm-hmm. They come in, they close the door, and, once we go through the qualifying process, we go through all the applications, we say, okay, looks like you're going to qualify for financial aid. It just bubbles out of them, and they just burst into tears, and they're so worried about their family. Mm-hmm. They're worried that they're going to die, that they're not going to be there to help their family, to take care of their family, to watch their children grow up. And when they hear, okay, we can help you, not only with support groups and all that kind of stuff, but the Cancer Society can help pay the bills. Mm-hmm. It means so much to them. It's such a huge relief. Everybody sleeps better once they hear that. And then, we go through the process. We do the financial aid application. I talk to the board. If they approve it, then sometimes we can call as soon as the next day, 12 hours. But within a couple of days, for sure, we can find out if they're approved. And we call that the good news call, when we call somebody and say, hi, we're calling to let you know that your financial aid application has been approved. And then they cry again.
Yeah.
Tears of gratitude. So we're happy when there's those kind of tears in the office.
So we were talking a little bit earlier about the show. How many people are on the Cancer Register?
Well, so the Cancer Registry is still voluntary. So currently there are about 400 people who are registered. So because it's voluntary, that means that people have to come forward and specifically register themselves. People who come to the Cancer Society, they speak with us. We have their information, but we don't, and we wouldn't provide their information directly to the Cancer Registrar. The patients have to do that directly to the Cancer Registrar. So currently there are about 400 people who are registered, and of that, I got some statistics from the Cancer Registrar today. Of those 400 people, only 31% of them are men. And we know statistically in the population, about half of the population is men. So we need more men to step up and get registered. If they want to get registered, if they want to join the Cancer Registry, the way that they can do that is, there's a couple different ways, but the easiest way is to go on the Cancer Society website, and they can poke around on there there and look for a form that says Download Cancer Registry Form, and they can find more information there. If they want to call the Cancer Society, we're happy to direct them to the Cancer Registrar. The Cancer Society's telephone number is 949-7618. Again, it's 949-7618. You can call the Cancer Society and we'll direct you to Amanda.
Okay, thanks so much. What I'm going to do is do a station identification and give people the opportunity to call in if they want to. Again, you're listening to Jennifer Weber and Riva, who we haven't touched on yet, Riva McLaughlin and Dave O'Driscoll. We're talking about cancer awareness for men in particular. This is the Blue Month. The number to call if you have any questions is 1-800-534-8255. That's 1-800-534-8255. And I'm going to throw a question out to Riva so to get you involved. So, sweetheart, what do you do at the Cancer Society?
So I'm the office administrator there. I've been working. Today is actually my 1-year anniversary.
Hey,
so yeah, this is exciting. When I first started, Movember was actually the first event I got to see and experience, which is interesting. I get to see it a whole year later again. But I do a lot there in regards to the office, just kind of maintenance. I help out with the accounting, with the social media, a little bit there.
And what about all those financial aid patients? So it's Riva who is actually paying those bills.
Yeah. So I see all the bills that come in for all the patients and pay them when I have to. When we get them in, we just get them paid, and we get to get the good news call. Hey, you can come collect the check. It's ready for you. You can take that with you when you're to your next appointment or something like that.
Well, thank you. Thank you for all that you do for people who are suffering with cancer.
Happy to help.
So, Dave, I'm going to throw it back to you now. What are you doing? What's up for Movember? What's left?
Well, on the 1st, we had our sign-up night. It was held at King's Head. Bros were invited to become Mo Bros to sign up, collect their free T-shirt and all the free merchandise that comes with it. Now, if you still want to sign up, it's not too late.
Really?
No, not at all.
Okay.
You can go to movember.ky or on Facebook, find us at Movember Cayman. You can still sign up online, and you can pay through several different medias, the $25, and then I will come find you. I will give you your T-shirt and your discount card and your vouchers, and we've got a couple of other things for sale as well. We have bumper stickers and key rings, all Mo themed, of course. Now, so once you do that, please do.
Can I ask a question? Is this just for men? Can women join? Because hey, I couldn't compete with a man, but I could probably grow a mustache. And you did say they could be funky, right?
Absolutely. We do actually have, it's broken down into categories at the end of the month when we do have our competition. And we do have a Mo Sister competition. There are many girls involved in the organising of all these events. We have a few girls on the committee as well who work just as hard, if not harder, than the men, to be honest. And yes, of course, the T-shirts are so popular that a lot of girls and women want them as well. They fit great. We've got tank tops as well, if the girls don't want to ruin their tan lines. and yeah, you can get involved in all the events.
Cool.
Right up through to the finale event. Like, for example, the next proper event we have now is the Touch Rugby Tournament, which is on Saturday the 17th, hosted by the Cayman Islands Touch Rugby Association at the International School, just by Cayman Bay. And it is a co-ed tournament, so it's men and women on the team at all times. So yeah, you can find more information about that on the Touch Rugby website and also on the Movember website. Spaces are limited. It's a small evening tournament, which should make it a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So get involved if you can. Get your team, get your boss to sponsor a team, and and look forward to some mows in the dirt.
Mo's in the dirt. I like that. You have a sense of humor with the Mo.
You have to, trust me.
And then there's a golf tournament.
Yes. So quickly following that, on the 23rd, we have the ever popular MOPEN tournament, MOPEN Championship. Sorry,
MOPEN.
which is at the Northtown Golf Club. It's sold out already, but there is a waiting list. People do drop out, and there is still space for sponsorship. Every hole can be sponsored. We have different games that can also be sponsored, and also we're happy to accept donations by anyone who wants to join and have a look, or just watch the prize giving at the end of the day while having a couple of Mo cocktails or Heineken beers in the clubhouse.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after that, we have, at the end of the month, it's time for all the men to show what they grow. And so the Lodge Bar, which used to be called Whiskey Mist in the Strand Complex, is holding the Masquerade Ball, or the Movember finale, where every Mobo is invited to come down with all his sponsorship money that he's raised over the month, which is still very important. He can submit that to us. The Cancer Society will be there. And then you are entered into categories which you think you are most suited to, so that you can actually have a chance to win a prize by showing off your Mo. All different categories. You have the costume Mo. You have the barely Mo, for people who can barely grow a mustache. It all still counts. You have the Mo Sister. You have the...
What's the Mo Sister?
The Mo Sister has been a great category. It always has, because women obviously have to be really creative in their costume to make any kind of headway in the competition. You have women turning up as Captain Crunch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and just create like Yosemite Joe from Warner Brothers. All sorts of crazy costumes. Like the dress up is brilliant. Like, even for people who aren't involved, just to go down there for the night and just watch the show go on, it's absolutely hilarious.
Great. And how much money have you raised in the past for this event?
Depending on the year, obviously it crests and troughs, but we usually raise anything between $35,000 and $50,000 every year.
And that all goes to the Cancer Society?
Straight to the Cancer Society, yeah. Wow. We don't see a penny, unfortunately.
Wow. Why do you do it?
Why do I do it? Well, it's a very fun event, and it's something where I always like doing charity work, and doing work that kind of involves going out there and getting a message out to people by being social, because I'm Irish. So being social and having a few drinks with people just comes naturally to me.
You're genetically predisposed to that.
Exactly, yeah. So when I found out originally, when I came to Ireland, that this is something that involved you going out and making money, or getting sponsorship from your friends and family and people that you meet in bars for a mustache that you're growing on your face, I thought, well, this is wacky. I'd love to get into this. And I think there's a different demographic for all charities on this island, and the kind of demographic that we go for is the social crowd, the younger social crowd, who enjoy getting out there, showing off their mustache, networking, and getting involved in fun activities like golf and touch rugby and all the other little things that we have going on. That's what I think appeals. It's something that you can all have fun doing, and it's not over in a day. It's in a month. So you end up, by the end of the month, you make a lot of new friends, and even that alone is great.
And it has a huge impact to the community for the awareness for men's cancer, so it's a win-win for everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So, Ms. Jennifer, anything else you want to add about this, about Movember?
Well, it's great to hear Dave talk about this, because honestly, they work hard. This committee works hard. It takes a lot. They all have their own lives. They all have their own jobs. They spend countless hours planning all of this. It's a lot of events in 1 month. So they don't just, wake up on the 1st and do something. They've been planning this for a long time and for years and years. So first and foremost, we're grateful to them for all that they do to help us help others. And then secondly, we need the support, honestly, because we are not like a regular business. A charity is not like a regular business in that we can't budget how much we're going to spend this year. We never know who's going to show up. We never know who's going to need what help or how many people are going to come. And fortunately, because the community has always supported us, we have never had to turn anyone away. We've never said, oh, I'm sorry, we're out of money for this year. We can't help you. And so I will confess that there are nights when I worry. I say, okay, we had 11 patients the first year that I worked there. 8 years later, we're at 400. Are we going to have 800 sometime?
Yeah.
I mean, we never imagined that we would have 100, let alone 2, 3, and 4. But again, I want people to take heart and know that it's not necessarily a negative thing that we have that the numbers are so high. One of the reasons why the number is high is because we're catching cancer so much earlier. The voucher programs like the PSA voucher, the mammogram voucher program, the Pap test vouchers, the mouth cancer, the throat cancer, all of those voucher programs that are free for the community are catching cancer earlier. So the numbers are high, but those are people who have cancer that is early, stage 1, or precancerous. So that's a positive thing. If cancer's out there, we want to catch it as early as we can so people can get it diagnosed and treated and go on with their life. Hopefully, if we keep doing what we're doing, eventually we won't have those stage 4 cancers. We'll have all of it precancerous. The Mo's will keep, the Movember committee will keep, the bros will keep growing their Mo's. And then eventually we'll have no more cancer and we can shutter the place and Reva and I will look for new jobs.
Oh, okay.
Our goal is to put ourselves out of business,
I'll never have an excuse to grow my mustache again. I don't know what I'll do.
Well, thank you all for being on for the health of it. I'm going to ask you to quickly wrap up each one of your events.
Okay, I'll just talk about the Movember event. That's the Education and Awareness Program. Mm-hmm. Again, that is on November 15th. It's from 7 to 9 p.m. It's at the Lions Community Center. No reservations required. There is no fee. It is completely free. Men can come and get their free prostate-specific antigen, their PSA blood test, and then stick around and listen to a presentation from 2 doctors, Dr. Slutsky and Solomon, and they are sponsored by they're sponsored by Chrissy Tomlinson Memorial Hospital Doctors Hospital, mm-hmm. and we're fortunate to be working with the Lions Club of Grand Cayman as well, and we have some other folks who are helping us. I'll just say them real quickly. Some of the clinics are from HSA, Trinke, 7 Mile Medical Center, MedLab, and Chrissy Tomlinson Memorial Hospital. They are sending all of their phlebotomists there to come and take everybody's blood so that we can move the line very quickly, and then all the guys can go and hear the presentation. Oh, and I forgot one of the biggest things. We have a grand prize for that night. You know what you win at the Movember event as a grand prize? Grand prize winner, a colonoscopy. Yeah.
Exciting.
Where else can you attend an event and win a colonoscopy?
Now, Jennifer, I thought maybe a Mercedes-Benz, but okay. But it is the theme of the evening.
We're unique in many ways, and that's one of them. And I want you to know that people get very excited because that's an expensive test. That costs thousands of dollars. And it's not covered by your outpatient benefit. Oh, so a lot of people have to pay for that out of pocket, which is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't get it. It's recommended at age 50, mm-hmm. and people don't get it because it costs so much money. So you have never seen anybody so happy as the winner of the colonoscopy jumping up and down.
Okay. Real quick. Say something.
Right. Okay. I'd just like to say, like I said before, it's still not too late to sign up. If you feel that you could help us in any way and you want to spread the word or you just want an excuse to grow your mustache, that in itself is spreading awareness. So please come find us at Movember.ky or Movember Cayman on Facebook. Thanks so much.
Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you all for being on For the Health of It. We're moving you to the life you want.
For the Health of It, Radio Cayman's premier health show was brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy and the Cayman Islands Civil Service Association.
This is For the Health of It with Tara Bush. For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
No time is better spent than that spent in the service of your fellow man. Brian McGill.
Calling all 6 members. The Cayman Islands Civil Service Association Annual General Meeting is Thursday, November